Wide left. Wow.
Where was that from? That was in there, right? That was close.
Yeah, it was like a 20-something yard kick. Oh. Ohio State misses a field goal to tie it up. As we're jumping on the show, we're dealing with Tucker and Dan and getting the cameras. Oh my gosh. All right, so it was with 2:47 remaining, they kicked it. And let me go to the play so we can it was 27-yard field goal he missed. 27-yard field goal, wide left. We have, this is like, a lot of times we jump in and it's awesome. Our whole crew's on the live chat. Thanks for joining. So many times the fine folks in our McShay Show Mafia have been here, and we jump on and it's like earlier today. It's 28-7. And we're just kind of going through the motions so that we can reset and we can watch the show. Now we've got a situation on our hands. Now we've got 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Okay. We've got, I don't have the timeouts. We'll see when it comes back up. Ohio State. I don't like the Fox bug, man. There it is. Okay. Ohio State has all 3 remaining timeouts. They're consoling fielding, the kicker for Ohio State on the sideline. Now this defense that we've talked about, the epic defense, could be a decade-like defense. After replacing 8 starters from a year ago, has got to get 3 stops. First down, they run the football, Indiana does, pick up about 4. Who is that Black or Hemby?
That's Black, I think.
That's Black. Yep, that's Black. And these running backs, by the way, I'll get you the updated numbers right now. But these I want to remind you, it was the 4th-ranked run defense. And I know it's not the story, but it's the 4th-ranked run defense of the nation coming into this week, giving up 86 yards per game. Hemby and Black as kind of compliments to what they're doing in the passing game and how ferocious and freaking just vicious this Indiana defense has been. They've quietly put together 117 rushing yards between them against a defense that's only given up 86 per game. Doesn't seem like a ton, but it's been important. And now we're going to see. It's going to be 2nd and 6? 2nd and 6. They've got 2 downs. Ohio State called its first of 3 timeouts. If you're Indiana, man, and I know it's a split crowd, and I know Ohio State travels well, but if you're Indiana in your home state, Indianapolis, right down the road, if you can one more first down. Now, granted, there's a 2-minute timeout.
Right.
But if you can get one more first down, you've basically locked this thing up. And you beat the number 1 team in the country. And granted, you're the number 2 team and you're undefeated, and I get all of it. But this is different. This is an Indiana program that has risen from the ashes. I mean, one of the laughing stocks of college football. And last
Do you
year
throw the ball on
awesome
2nd
run.
down? Do you throw the ball on 2nd down?
I love you, Muench.
I would throw it here.
I would run. You know what? I would run pass option it.
Yep.
The can't take a sack. Actually, you do take a sack. What am I talking about? You
can't throw it away. You can't
throw it away.
The clock cannot stop.
Can't throw a pick, obviously. I'd run pass option it, and I would tell Mendoza 80% run the football. 20 if someone's wide open. But I would run pass option this.
I mean, if you have the Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback,
and then third down,
I trust him here.
3rd down, basically not no matter. If it's 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 4, I don't know. I think you run the ball on 3rd down almost regardless. But this is where I would give you a 20% chance.
Here's my prediction, okay?
Yeah.
They run the ball here, or they somehow keep it on the ground here. He gets to 3rd and 3, play action.
Yeah, I think they could go
They
reverse
pick
order.
up the first down, and you start screaming about Cignetti and what a genius he is, and how he had this card up his sleeve. That's my prediction.
Don't try to jinx this thing just because you get weird about.
I'm not trying to jinx
this
it. I'm
stuff.
just saying, like, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be running around your studio talking about how Cignetti had a card up his sleeve.
If you want to see me run around the studio, have him throw here and get a first down. But even in that situation,
I like doing it here. It's a little more unexpected. You trust him to make the right decision.
they got nothing. They just handed it off to Black.
Yeah.
It was like a pseudo zone read, but it was basically hand the ball
Ooh.
off. What?
Just the mesh there was a little, that was a little more
I know.
interesting. I'm a second behind you. That mesh was a little, didn't love that if I'm an Indiana fan.
81 losses versus Ohio State, most of any opponent. 715 program losses. It's like, what was it? What did it say? Second worst?
Wow. Second most, yeah.
Second most in FBS history. All right, here's Sig. Here's Sig.
Give it 1 second. I'm like 1 second behind you, I think.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Unless
they're showing Cignetti on the so 2:41 remaining. Ohio State has burned 2 of its timeouts. They're in shotgun, right? They've spread it 2-by-1 formation, single back.
Oh my God.
What?
I saw the update. I'm looking at the stats. Wait. I still haven't seen the play. I just know what happens.
The onions! Cignetti, the onions! Oh!
Here we go. I knew it. Unbelievable.
Is that Charlie B?
Yes. Yep.
Charlie B. Hey, Mendoza.
Unreal.
Here's your Heisman.
Yep.
What about the moment?
Wow.
Oh, the onions. Oh,
you really got a question.
Sweet onions.
I don't know if you go. Oh, man.
You don't know what?
Ryan Day not going for it on 4th and short last drive. I mean, you kicked the field goal, right? You tie the game.
That's why Cignetti's your coach that you go to war with.
Oh, my God. Stop
Cignetti,
it.
Day.
I can't.
DeBoer, smart.
I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, but this is really worst case for me.
Oh, I can't wait for the group chat with Stanford Steve now.
No, I just got to listen to you.
Oh, I'm going to be insufferable.
I wish they took Kirby.
Oh, okay. Deep breath. All joking aside, the onions, though.
Unbelievable. And the execution.
Because it wasn't like run pass. It was just like, my guy.
No.
I'm going with my guy.
Yep.
He has been awesome tonight. We'll get into Mendoza.
What's
some of the things I've seen? He's over 100.
6 for 126.
Gosh.
Wow.
How about Charlie Becker?
Hey, by the way,
where you have injuries at wide receiver, you need guys to step up. 2 games where it's on the line. Charlie Becker.
I also saw him.
Go ahead.
I also saw him make a punt on a play on punt coverage.
Kid's
running his ass off downfield on punt coverage. Yep.
Remember going into that Penn State game, I think he had 7 career catches or 7 catches on the season.
I'll look right now.
And then he had 7 he basically doubled his season production in that Penn State game.
He had 3, 5. Yeah, he did exactly that. You're exactly right. Where is he from?
Wow. How's everyone doing on the chat? This is wild. This is why you keep going to the table every week because when you get one of these, it's special. Ohio State, undefeated, both teams undefeated. Ohio State, though, the look of, I mean, the whole question was it's Ohio State versus the field. Who you taking? And most were saying Ohio State. The onions on Cignetti and just the overall preparation of this program for this game. And a win here, don't forget, gives you an extra week to prepare. You come in with confidence and momentum, but it ain't over. I mean, they got a timeout. It's pretty.
You think they both get buys, though, right? I think they both get buys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State falls to 3 at worst.
I agree.
Three at worst.
Meanwhile, Duke's up 10 on UVA.
Pick of the week. FanDuel pick of the week.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be no living with you. 0 living with you this week. You can't even look in the camera. You're so annoyed. I mean, I called it. I kind of called it.
Oh,
tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I basically predicted what was going to happen there.
And that's a good point. The Jeff West just made a point on our chat. Like, think about like when we were getting off, we had signed off before the game started, but me and Tucker and Dan we're still talking, kind of tying up loose ends with the first show that we did today after the SEC Championship game, and we're talking about kind of preparation and what we wanted to accomplish, and getting ready to go watch the games and come back and do this. And we watched literally, I think it was the first play of scrimmage, and Mendoza gets hit so hard and he's laying like motionless on the ground. And it like this like wave of like, oh, like for Mendoza, for Indiana, for this game, for college football, like worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
After that play and to see where we are right now, just 3 hours and 15 minutes later, is pretty wild, man.
What a game.
Oh. All right. So, I mean, can they get the ball back? I mean, they can, but there's a minute 6. It's 3rd and 7. 40 seconds. I mean, you get the ball back with like 15 seconds, but you force them to have to punt. I think it's about, so it's a 40-second. So it's 26, 20, call it 5 seconds for, about 15, 20 seconds left, somewhere in that range.
Mendoza making plays at critical points in the game is just a thing now. Like it's
it's
just a thing.
Mendoza making plays at critical points throughout the season. Yes. We're saying the same thing. It has been a thing.
It's just, I mean, you can throw all the stats and analytics and all that. Like when you got to put him on the table, he's at his best. Like he is.
And that ball, I mean, I'm not saying it's the hardest ball in the world. It's a rail shot down the right side. But in that moment, with this game on the line,
right,
with the confidence he just stroked that thing in. There's like, I'm taking more from this game with this cat Mendoza. And I told you, there've been some moments like the Iowa game wasn't pretty, but took some stuff from that. Oregon wasn't beautiful, but there were some moments in that game. Penn State, moments in that game. You start stacking these moments with Mendoza against this defense with Arvell Reese, who's been quiet tonight, by the way.
He has been, yep.
With Sonny Styles, who has not been quiet tonight. Caleb Downs, Igbinosun, Curry, Caden McDonald.
Your number one receiver in the tent, in the locker room.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I promise you one thing. I promise you one thing. When scouts are watching, when general managers and I mean, with a quarterback, it's different. But like, let's say an offensive coordinator or a quarterback coach or a head coach is getting involved late in the process. The first game they're putting in is this one, and you get to see a lot of from the mobile. I mean, we'll get to Mendoza in a little bit. We'll get to Mendoza. All right, so 57 and ticking.
Here we go.
I can't believe. Well, here's the thing: like, you feel bad for Fielding, the place kicker who missed the wide left, right?
Right.
But and obviously it would have been different execution, different mechanics of this last drive for Indiana. However, I mean, they're in a situation now where they could kick a field goal to win the game, so we're pretty close, right? Or no?
I think they're too far out.
Yeah, but my point is
their kicker's awesome. Their kicker's the Big Ten kicker of the year for Indiana, but I don't think
and they would have had 2 minutes and 20 seconds with 2 timeouts left. I think they had coming into this drive. So, but here at 20, I said 15, 20 seconds, they'd get the ball back. So now it's 4th and 5 from what are they on, about the 40?
About that. I'll check to make sure right now.
Like the 38. If they punt it here,
they're on the 40.
Yeah, so you're not kicking a 57-yarder and giving the ball to
No.
40. So you got a punt here. And you got Ryan Day on the sideline talking to Julian saying. I mean, there's not much you can say outside of the typical can't take a sack here. Here are the 3 plays we want to run. Get up to the line, clock it. I mean, barring a botched snap or a blocked kick, it doesn't even look like they're going after it. Yeah.
Ohio State fans stunned.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, Haas. Haas, I miss you when you're gone.
The pot.
I miss you when you're gone, Haas, but you're a pain. I'm just going through the motions here. It's not even the motion. I'm just like, you think Ryan Day is like, oh, just take it, Sig? No, I mean, we've seen crazy stuff. You get 18 seconds. You get the 2 best wide receivers in college football. You make 2 brilliant throws right here, and maybe you get Fielding a chance to redeem himself. But they got to be 30-yard chunks. And that's not going to do it. A 1-yard gain that costs you 5-6 seconds is not going to do it. Literally a 1-yard gain. Just throw the ball on the ground at that point. Oh, there's so much to talk about in this game. And by the way, we got to come up with our final TMS of the season. And we got to touch on Texas Tech, what they did today. And we got to now deal with the aftermath of this Virginia Duke mess.
Oh, dude.
And we got to finish up with the TMS top 12. Hail Mary, balls in the air, 6 seconds, 5 balls in the ground. 2 seconds remaining. Now it's just
4th down too, right?
Cal Stanford lateral nonsense. I think it's 3rd, right? Or is it 4th? I mean, it doesn't matter what the down is. It's the last play.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right.
Yeah, it hits the ground. No question about it.
Yeah, it's 3rd.
Oh, I can't wait to see Cignetti after 21 for 28, 212, touchdown and interception.
Doesn't matter.
No, it was like, and he, yeah. Oh no, that's saying. Sorry.
Tell you what, just knock that ball down though, Indiana. I don't know. We're trying to make that play.
Tip. I think Jared. Well, there goes the stats. You got another 40 yards on that, but there it is. Jeremiah Smith catches it, brought down by a host of Hoosier defenders, and it's ball game. Oh, man. I mean,
What a great night to be an Indiana fan, man. Unbelievable.
remember when
All that program's been through.
people were laughing at me when I said you should come up with $100+ million to try to get him to Happy Valley? He still wouldn't have gone, but I'm just saying, this guy's value is unbelievable. Oh, here's Kirk Cousins. He is a different cat. I can't tell if he's crying or if he's.
He's so goofy, but he's like, he's an absolute
infection.
killer.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of your best calls of all time. Kirk Cousins. Because like it's like the screaming after, and you don't know whether like you're kind of with him or you're like, what is going on?
Prep's like an absolute maniac.
Oh, maniac. Yeah.
Good for him. What a night for him. Enjoy it, man.
What a night for this program. Like, you're a Hoosiers fan and you've been through everything you've been through.
It's good for college football too, man.
Oh,
like,
it's
Ohio State. Ohio State can make a run now, and it's not like this wire-to-wire dominating season. We got a little more, character to the season.
After 2 quarters of this game, and when they went to halftime, I texted our group chat, but I thought a lot about it. Like, my biggest concern coming into this game, because of how good Ohio State looked and how much talent that program has, was that Ohio State was going to win this game in similar fashion to how Georgia beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And it was going to be like, you know what? It still is Indiana. Maybe they're slightly better than a year ago, but you know what I mean? Like, but they beat Oregon. Like, I get all of that, but I was just worried that there was a chance, even though I picked Indiana, I picked Cignetti, all the things. I still I had this like 5% of me was like, are they as good as I think that they might be,
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. All right, man. Boy, do we got a show to do right now. It's 11:27 Eastern time. We got the SEC Championship game out of the way, but we still got a lot to get to here. I love you in the new green hat. It means you mean business. I'll take it easy on you. Let's focus on business.
Take it easy on me.
I'll take it easy on you. Let's focus on business. I stand on business. We are 12 hours, 12 and a half hours from us going live at 12 Eastern tomorrow.
That is going to be so much fun.
And 12 hours and 45 minutes away from the college football reveal happening. And we're going to do it on this show with our people in the chat. And we are also 138 days, Stevie boy, away from the NFL draft. So I got to ask you, Muench, you good?
I'm great, man.
I can roll that thing, baby. Congratulations, Fernando Mendoza. You are the 2025 Heisman Trophy winner. Congratulations, Fernando Mendoza. You are the #1 overall draft pick in the 2026 NFL draft. Congratulations, Indiana. You are the #1 seed going into the college football playoff. That just all happened. And we're here to talk about all of it. And I'm pumped. Plus, we have the TMS Top 12 to get to, the final one of the season. We're going to break it all down. We're going to look at the automatic bids. We're going to look at the at-large bids. Muench and I are going to discuss what we think should happen. But this week, more importantly, we're going to discuss what we think is going to happen tomorrow. And when we're done with that, we're going to get a few hours sleep, and we're going to be back at noon Eastern tomorrow, and we're going to cover the whole thing for an hour and a half, 2 hours, even start previewing the first round of the college football playoffs. A lot is happening. We're fired up. Hope you are too. Appreciate this chat is blowing up, and we're excited to have everyone, even you, Haas, and all of your negativity. What do you want to fire Ryan Day? But we appreciate everybody being here. That was an awesome ending. And like, I get it. And this is modern day football and everyone wants 30, 40 points. That was
great.
Great football, man. What are your biggest takeaways? Throw them at me.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, let's start with the Indiana defense.
I mean, I guess I should begin by, in case you're, from a different planet. And the final score was 13-10.
Right.
I mean, we're going to talk. Indiana upsets Ohio State. So go ahead.
Let's not go. We'll get into Mendoza more. We've already kind of we've hit on a fair amount of Mendoza's. I'm going to start with the Indiana defense. And
please.
I feel like this is going to be a lot of you patting yourself on the back tonight. So I'm going to start off by patting myself on the back. I told you about those Indiana linebackers, man.
You did.
I told you they are for real. And I felt like they were all over the place. The safety Lewis Moore, another guy we talked about earlier in the year, had a big play. That Indiana defense, disciplined, sound, short tacklers, always chasing, always the effort is always at the highest level. Unbelievable performance by them. I thought they did an excellent job of saying we could talk about how Mendoza and the Indiana offense was patient, and I thought they stayed committed to the run. He didn't try to attack deep when it wasn't there. He kind of just took what the defense gave him. I think that the defense for Indiana was patient and said, we're just going to take away the big play. And if you want to beat us by 1,000 cuts and these little small quick hitters, that's fine, but you're not going to get over the top, which they did. Ohio State did a couple times with Jeremiah Smith, but they were, I thought, keen on limiting those big plays. And then the pass rush was a little inconsistent, but it got home at key points, man. So I thought Indiana's defense, especially when you look at that score, 13-10, Indiana's defense established itself as one of the best in the country, probably the second best in the country, right behind that Ohio State defense. And a reason why this Indiana team, man, has a real shot of winning the whole damn thing.
There's so much to break down from that Indiana defense. Okay. First of all, schematically, and I'll give Joel Klatt a lot of credit. Early in this game, like the first series of this game, he made the point of, I'm interested in seeing Julian Sayin against this zone defense that can be hard to read. And as a former quarterback, you understand like the complexity of a zone defense is in what they show you pre versus what they actually are post, right? So
he was all over it. Yep.
Right. And you saw on the very first third down, the first series, 3rd and 6, Sayin was fooled. It was like 2 plays after Joel Klatt mentioned it. Interception. Okay. That gives Mendoza and Indiana a short field inside the 25-yard line. They wind up getting stalled, kick a field goal, connect, 3-0, right? That was the start of things. Second series, third down on that series. Sayin was fooled again.
Yep.
You could tell he's reading through it. You saw the replay of it. Didn't trust his eyes. Then he got kind of hectic in the pocket and wound up trying to bail out, takes a sack. Series is over, punt. So that's the first 2 series, interception and a sack that leads to a punt on third downs versus that zone coverage with those receivers and an offensive line that had been playing a lot better.
Even the touchdown to Tate, you remember that he had to extend the play for a good 5 seconds, and it was off script. It wasn't, in rhythm. Here are my reads, delivering the ball with confidence. That was a play he had to make off platform. You know what I mean?
There was legitimately one drive during the game where I thought Julian Sayin was in control and had figured things out, and that was the third quarter. Okay.
Yep.
It was in the third quarter. He hit Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith using his physicality and body control along the sideline. Max Clare had a couple catches on that drive. They're systematically moving the ball through the air down the field, right? Not chunks, not luck, not one big, but they're moving it. Chains, 12, 15, right? First downs. And then they get down, and that's when they went to commercial on the 4th down. It was inside the 5-yard line. 4th down, they get the
How about
first.
this play?
They get the first down, come back, and all of a sudden it was replayed. And Gus Johnson's like, "Whoa, we had a big situation." And Joel explains it to us, and the knee was down, doesn't get the first down. Indiana gets the football, and that was with like 30 seconds left in the first quarter. They run one play, a 12-yard completion. Now they're out of the back of the end. No, their backs aren't up against the end zone, and now they're driving and holding on to the football. But that was massive.
I didn't even think it was close live, by the way. I thought he had the first, no
Oh,
problem.
I didn't even think twice about it.
I was like, what are they looking
when
at?
I was shocked when they came back. But my point is, to the larger point on Indiana's defense, which is exactly where we should start this game. There were 2 things maybe 3 major takeaways in this game. But the first has to be this Indiana defense. This is an offense that has a quarterback in Julian Sayin that has been ascending all season long and was the Heisman favorite coming into this week.
Right.
This is an offense with 2 pretty high first-round picks. Jeremiah Smith could be a number 1 overall pick if it wasn't for an awesome quarterback class. We'll see what the needs are in 2027. He will be the first non-quarterback taken. He's that good. And then Carnell Tate could be a top 10, top 15 pick. Okay. In this year's draft, 2026 draft, I should say. And Bo Jackson, who's an ascending young talent at running back and is coming off of like 4-game stretch, but against Michigan. And like, you thought that he was going to have a solid day, even though the run defense for Indiana is ranked 2nd nationally coming into this game behind just Texas Tech. And we saw what Texas Tech, we were reminded what Texas Tech is earlier in the day against BYU. So what I'm watching today, and it started with the zone coverage and the different looks and the discipline. The second thing I want to say is that D'Angelo Pons made a lot of money today, man. A lot.
He's a strong dude for a guy who's not that big.
I want you to understand he was giving up 6 inches and 55 pounds to
Jeremiah Smith.
To Jeremiah Smith. I'm just looking up. He's 5'9", 170 pounds. 5'9", 170. Like 173, I think is what is listed at right now. 5'9". He finished the game 2nd in the team with 9 tackles. He was now. I want you to understand. Jeremiah Smith did well. You got to kind of take that last reception away in terms of what happened. So it would have been like 7 for 93 or 95 yards, right? If that last Hail Mary that he caught that meant nothing really. But he wasn't going against Pons the entire day, and there was a lot of zone coverage and different things. But when I saw Pons isolated on Jeremiah Smith the vast majority of the night, he held up, and he did it with instincts and toughness and being crafty and taking good angles and utilizing like his body and the leverage. I saw a lot out of him. I'm excited to go watch that.
And he got beat early and then didn't back down. He wasn't like, oh, well, I'm not good enough or whatever. It was, right away.
So I want to give him credit because when you think Indiana, you don't think unbelievable draft picks, right? I mean, you just don't. And when you think Indiana, you think, well, yeah, they're really well coached and they do all the little things. But Pons was probably, I don't know, maybe, I would argue the top prospect coming into the year from Indiana, right?
Kamara had a lot of buzz, but he hasn't done as well this year. But yeah, I would say you're right. I would say it
right.
That's right.
And then the left tackle emerged as the season progressed.
Mm-hmm.
And last year they had a really good class. Like Indiana had the best class it has had since 2018.
CJ West, that defensive tackle.
CJ West got drafted in the 4th round, and Curtis Rourke got drafted 227 overall in the 7th round. They hadn't had 2 players drafted in a single class since 2018. The last time that they've had 3 was 2016, and you got to go back to 2010. It happened one other time, and I'm literally like 1988, bud. No, 91 and 88. Like that's it. So
you watch it. You got your eye on this ACC game at all?
Let Let me turn it right now.
47 seconds. Virginia's driving down 7. Here we go.
Here we go. All right. So that all is happening, right? And a couple other things stood out to me. And I do want to give you credit. I said I was all over this Indiana's defensive front. And I don't remember who you took Ohio State. I took the defensive front. Both defensive fronts were great tonight. They really were. Caden Curry was awesome. McDonald had a lot of plays. And honestly, outside of Arvell Reese, a lot of guys showed up. It was a 13-10 game. It was a great defensive game. Outside of Arvell Reese, like literally every main character played the role of a main character. It was awesome to watch. Sonny Styles had 12 tackles. Downs had 8. Caden Curry had 7 with 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. Jalen McClain had 6. Caden McDonald, who was stuffing up the middle, also had 5. That makes 56 tackles on the season for a 326-pound defensive tackle. They did their job. All right? But Indiana, man, Elijah Hardy and Pons had 9, but Elijah Hardy and Isaiah Jones combined for 17 tackles, 3 sacks, and a pass breakup, and another tackle for a loss.
Their linebackers are so good at getting after the quarterback, man. It is a unique thing for that team.
The level of effort. It's discipline followed by effort. I watched it every single play. Everyone, and I was joking around the other day when you were messing with me about taking Cignetti as the coach. And I was like, it was, and I get it. And part of it, I was trying to get a rise out of you, but I also believe that he was capable. He was the wild card and the guy who scared me the most because he's capable of doing something. But I also knew
he's a hell of a coach.
All 4 of these coaches, obviously DeBoer's really good, didn't have a great day. He's now 2-1 against Kirby Smart, but had beaten Kirby the previous 2 times. Kirby is Kirby. I mean, he's like, modern day legend.
Yep.
And obviously Ryan Day has been awesome for a long time, and it's finally getting not the recognition, but finally, like, we don't have to deal with that weirdness of the Michigan stuff and the national
getting out of the shadow of
Urban, all of that. But Cignetti scared me in this situation because, and quite honestly, he didn't do anything wild. But I also knew in watching them the last 2 years, and I joked around like hat on hat, gap discipline.
Yep.
But like, I don't know another team in the country on both sides of the ball is as fundamentally sound. And on defense, when you're watching these guys, it's like you just watch across the board. It's Tyreek Tucker, the NFL prospect at defensive tackle, 5.5 sacks on the season. Mario Landino, Stephen Daly, all these guys. Hosea Wheeler, Dominique
UVA
Ratcliffe.
just got a first down on 4th and 4. 29 seconds left. Here we go.
Let me ask you this question. Let's pause real quick on Ohio State and Indiana. Would you rather what?
Did he step out?
I hate when you're ahead. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds before
he called it a touchdown.
Yeah, but they have to go back.
Yeah, they got the flag. Yep.
Remember, people are watching and listening this after the fact, and we appreciate everyone who's on the chat. The chat's
you're like, calm down, man.
The chat's about as big as we've ever had, non-draft related. So we appreciate everyone here. We'll go for another, Lord knows how long. But my point is, it starts with the discipline up front, but they do a lot of twisting and a lot of moving because they know they're not necessarily as talented or big or powerful or athletic as some other offensive lines they're going up against. So they've got to combine with, and it's not like there's no trickery, there's no gimmicks. It's just like being where you're supposed to be, and then when you're where you're supposed to be, we got to have you work to get off your blocks. But more importantly, no, they didn't call it. No, they let him kick the extra point. It's tied 20.
I guess they said they pushed him out. Yeah.
Hey, I wonder why.
I don't operate in conspiracy theories.
Well, the ACC has ACC refs, and the ACC is looking at Miami on the outside looking in. And if Duke gets upsets Virginia in this game, you understand, right? The ACC does not have a representative in the college football playoff. It is a massive black eye for that conference. It's a black enough eye for the conference that Virginia is your representative. No offense to Virginia, but a 2-loss team that's like not very appealing in terms
Have
of
never won an ACC championship. I don't think
all
Virginia's
of it.
ever won. Yeah.
But tie goes to Virginia in this situation.
Of course.
And they did, so they're taking it to overtime. Yeah, I mean, you believe you're the better team. Let's go play multiple downs, not leave it up to one. All right, so that's tied at 2020. We'll keep an eye on that for you. 22 seconds left. Then Virginia's about to kick off to Duke.
Speaking of the Indiana thing, though, when
Yes.
you stunt and when you move around like that and you do simulated pressures and you mix up what you're throwing at an offense, it's great. But it does leave you open to breakdowns in coverage and breakdowns in gap discipline, and it can lead to big plays if your players aren't, one, super smart and able to handle everything you're doing, two, super disciplined, and three, tackle well in space. And I think you saw that a couple times where it looked like Bo Jackson was going to break one, and guys were making one-on-one tackles in space to prevent that from turning into a huge play. I mean, it's awesome to do, and I think every coordinator in a perfect world would love to be able to mix it up like that. But if you don't have players that are smart and execute, then you can get into a world of trouble quick. It's why whenever a defense is struggling, it's all why you always hear a coordinator say, "We got to simplify what we're doing." You know what I mean? Because that's usually the more complicated stuff leads to breakdowns and big plays.
I mean, I talked about like Caden McDonald, right? Is the nose tackle for Ohio State, 6'3", 326. I'm not saying these guys are small by any stretch, but Tyreek Tucker is 6 foot 298, short, squatty build, not 300 pounds. I told you about the two defensive tackles they brought in, Hosea Wheeler and Ratcliffe, when I said they've got a type, 6'3", 298, 6'3", 296.
Right.
Like that's their type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Gary Patterson at TCU? It wasn't that long ago. It was 5'7". I remember covering the Rose Bowl and being on the field and watching Wisconsin when Wisconsin was Wisconsin, and they were rolling out 1,500 yard rushers a year and all of that. And I remember watching them in pre-games. You know, the sun's starting to go down, the mountains in the backdrop, and I'm taking in the beauty, but I'm also taking in, oh shit, TCU's in for a long night.
Yeah,
because those guys are 330, and those guys are like at that time like 284, 291,
right.
276. It was like a 40-pound average across the board difference, and TCU shut the Wisconsin run game and offense down like few others all season long and really in like a couple of years. And they did it. And I got to know Gary Patterson after. I went to his house, and when we were down at a bowl game a couple of years after, we talked about that game. But just watching it, it was the combination of getting quicker off the ball, but not just flying up the field recklessly, but knowing exactly what gap you have to be in, how you got to beat your man, what angle you have to have, and each person's playing a role. It's what Indiana's doing. And then behind that, you got to have a bunch of wild, like rabid dogs chasing, because when it's your turn to get that clean shot at the running back or the quarterback, you got like, it's the last play of your life. And that's what I saw every night. If it wasn't Fisher, it was Hardy. If it wasn't Hardy, it was Isaiah Jones. If it wasn't Isaiah Jones, it was Lewis Moore or Amari Farrell. Like, I don't know, man. I kind of fell in love. I've had a crush on Indiana all year long. I think I'm in love. I just love the way they play ball.
You always get weird on Saturday night. I like it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so that's so that was the defensive side of the ball, and I thought it was an awesome effort, like an absolutely awesome design, coaching, execution by players. It was like the word of like vicious, ferocious, just attacking, and then Pons, what he's doing on the outside, and I don't know. It was a lot of fun to watch. How can 13-10 be an instant classic? But how can you watch that game and not feel like it was an instant classic? let's flip over to the other side.
Yep. Your guy, Charlie B.
We talked about this earlier. He had 7 catches all season long going into Penn State. Was it Surratt I think it was Surratt because Cooper had the big touchdown catch at the end. It was Surratt that was out of that game. Well, I want to remind everyone the way this game started.
The Penn State game is what you're talking about.
Penn State
was that? Yeah.
Penn State game, yes. But I want to remind everyone how tonight started. The first play I think it was the first or second play. We were wrapping up some work. First series, first play or two. Mendoza takes a shot from Curry that was legal. Well wasn't penalized. Fair. I didn't think it was dirty, and it was legal. It was just a good shot when you get an opportunity to knock down and send a message to one of the Heisman finalists and the quarterback of the opposing team. He handled it perfectly, but he knocked Mendoza's ass out.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking up at our respective screens, and he's motionless on the ground, and people are flooding to him, and they're going to commercial, and it's like, what?
His brother's warming up. It was, yeah.
It's like, is this it? And like, it's ruined the night, but it ruined a Heisman, and like, what? All of it. He comes back in the game. The next series, deep ball, good ball from Mendoza. Omar Cooper, who's been really the number one, the go-to guy, the best wide receiver for Indiana. He had the touchdown catch against Penn State. He's going down, contested catch, 2 defenders there. Well defended, could have made an unbelievable catch, doesn't make it. And then he's on the ground. He's got a lower body injury. So now we've got our quarterback being peeled off the ground and our number one wide receivers out. And we didn't know at the time. He didn't return.
No, right.
And so now the defensive coverage for Ohio State is kind of shifting over, and they're taking Surratt out of the game. Surratt wound up finishing, and he played well. He had a couple of important catches in this game.
But touchdown.
He had the touchdown for 7. I think it was 17 yards, but it was 3 for 37. Someone had to step up tonight, and it was a cool story that Jonathan Brady, number 0, I think it was. He came in right away after Cooper went out. He had a couple catches, 2 for 20. And I've come to find out he was a Cal transfer with Mendoza. So you're like, oh, well, there's a rapport there. Great, but he's got 12 catches on the season. So the rapport can't be that great that it's superseding like the talent or whatever's going on.
Right.
So now we're down to Surratt, who's getting extra coverage against the 4th or 5th best run defense in the country. And Mendoza's taking sacks because the pressure's on him early on. And who's going to step up? Who's going to step up is Charlie Becker one more time. I told you the Penn State game, he had 7 catches coming in. He basically doubled his production in that game. And, on the entire season, so that's 14. Is that even right? Yeah, he had 6 in this game. I've got to look up his. Yeah, he had 1. So it was 7 catches against Penn State, 5 against Wisconsin, 1 against Purdue.
And then tonight
he had 6. So essentially, like, he's I'm here if you need me, but when Surratt and Cooper are in the lineup, you don't need me. And that's essentially what he is. He had 6 for 126. So in 3 games, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Ohio State, he's had 18 catches for 340-something yards. And the rest of it, he hasn't even sniffed that. It's pretty crazy. He's a 6'4", 204-pound sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee. Pretty cool. Big Ten championship. Home state.
Unbelievable. Unconscious, doesn't care about the moment. Just go ahead and go make some plays. And they found the matchup, by the way. The Styles, they got him on Styles as much as they could do it. So yeah, once they got him in the slot and they got him matched up on the safety, I think Mendoza felt really good about that matchup and went back to it as many times as he could.
And I do think it's pretty cool that those running backs against that defense, the running backs who have been really good all season long, And that offensive line that is not the biggest, it's not the strongest, but it's developing into a damn good offensive line. And you got a couple guys that are going to play in the NFL off of that group, but it's not, it's not Texas or Georgia or
No.
Ohio. It's not, but it's a good group and they're getting better in the trenches on both sides of the ball every year. But the fact that those two backs, as I mentioned before, come in and against a defense at 86 rushing yards per game, Ohio State allowed. It's fifth in the nation. Just looked it up. And it basically just locked everyone down. And Hemby and Black come in and 29 carries for 121 yards. So they almost doubled. No, that would have been hundreds. So, but anyway, like 40 something more rushing yards between the two of them. And it was typical. Kalen Black and Roman Hemby have been just sharing the load all season long. And it was 16 for one, 13 for the other, 69 rushing yards for Black. Hemby had 52 all season long, right? Duke just scored a touchdown in overtime. 26-20. So I thought like everyone, it was a team effort. It was a team win, and that was cool. And I want to get to Mendoza in a second. And right now we still have Virginia and Duke, and there's a flag, and it's 26-20. We'll get to that in a second. But I do want to let everyone know how appreciative we are of the Home Depot, man. It's time to get in a special segment. And it's like could not be more apropos to what went on in college football today. So this is a special segment of the show called the Home Depot Home Field Advantage, I should say. Brought to you by our friends at the Home Depot, the place to go build your dream game day setup on your own home field, whether it's the tailgate, your backyard, or your living room. And I got to tell you, and it started last week. I didn't even bring this. I forgot to bring this up last week, Mitch. Like I live in a house, right, where I'm watching the biggest games, and last week we've got the game on at noon, and we're doing a show right after that, right? And that's Ohio State and it's Michigan, and it's a massive game. But I also have a bunch of Clemson crazies in this house too. And Clemson didn't have the season that we were expecting. So like in preparation, and I've got a normal family living room, right? I don't have like all these screens, like a man cave and all that. I've got my office and studio up here where I come in, I can isolate away from all of them and get my work done and watch ball. But I don't want to sit up here for 12 hours, in between shows and all that. I like to be downstairs, and Mercer puts out a spread and all that. So thinking ahead, knowing that I couldn't just do the 4-screen because I'm not like, it's not like 4 games are going on. Like, yeah, I'll give you one of the quads. Like I've got to watch Ohio State, Michigan, but I also got like AJ and Mia who grew up in Greenville, South Carolina. They got to watch Clemson, South Carolina. So what did I do? I was like, who better? Home Depot. Delivery. Cause I'm busy. I can't drive. Delivery had a mobile TV stand come in. You just hook it right up to the thing. So now you put it in there. It doesn't look bad. You tuck it against the wall. Now we get 2 screens. Big Mac gets to watch the big TV. They got a nice, decent size. It's mobile. And then when you're done, you can just put it away in a side closet and bring it back out when you need it another time. Amazing.
Interesting.
Right? Rivalry week. And so we had it again today. It's amazing. So since we're talking about the home field, that's my home field. You got to create advantages, right? Mm-hmm. Since we're talking about home field energy, right? We're going to talk about, and I want to like how important today was. And I know there was no like definitive home field, traditional home field, but you're telling me, look at the results today, man. You're in Indianapolis. You're inside the dome where we're going to be for the combine. Indiana beats Ohio State. Georgia playing in front of heavily favored home crowd in its favor. In Atlanta against Alabama. And I know Ohio State travels well. I know Alabama travels well. But you're home. There's something about the comfort of home, right?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, in that Georgia game, blocked punt, get some momentum. Kirby struggles versus Alabama. 0-2 versus DeBoer. 1-7 versus Bama. 0-3 in that stadium today, but it got personal today. Sometimes you got to regain your home, like me getting the TV roll in, the mobile TV stand. Sometimes you got to take over your home again. Texas Tech this morning. I know they're better than BYU, but playing in Arlington, inside
it helps.
Playing at home helps, man. playing
And
in
those
house.
crowds were electric today. The crowds were awesome today.
So whether you're inside the Combine Dome, the Georgia Dome, Texas Stadium, uh, it definitely gives an advantage, a serious edge. But you can create your home field advantage, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's all tying together. Whether you're tailgating at the stadium or watching from your backyard or living room, the Home Depot has everything you need for a game day setup that brings the energy. From grills and smokers, from top brands like Traeger and Nextgrill or Weber, to fire pits, to and smart lighting. You got to have good lighting outside. That's critical too. Speakers, outdoor TVs, they've got all of it and lots more, right? Fast, free delivery. It's how I got that there. It's how I got the heater for the outside, the hibachi, remember? Fast, free delivery. Over 2 million online items delivered free to your door, subject to availability. See homedepot.com for more details, please. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. All right. And thanks again to Home Depot. They have been an awesome partner in all of this season.
Duke won.
Oh, what a mess. Let's finish on Mendoza and then let's get back to Duke.
Yep, go.
And then we'll help us transition to the TMS top 12 and start previewing what's going to go on in the madness tomorrow. I started this show off by saying, Fernando Mendoza, you need a moment. And whether a moment is a play or a game or a play within a full game, tonight was the game. The third down throw down the right rail that we all watched together was the moment.
Agree.
It's confidence from your coach and then delivering in that moment, right?
Yeah.
And to throw to your third string wide receiver who's been elevated to 2, see him one-on-one matchup and just drill it. I can already see the Heisman coverage now. Like Julian saying will be there. Jeremiah Love will be there and deserves to be there. In fact, I think he should probably be second in the Heisman voting, if I'm being honest. I have to make my Heisman vote tomorrow morning. I will do so. I will not give out but if I had to guess right now, because it's very important as a voter, but I just got all the paperwork and a reminder, I will not let you know who my 1, 2, and 3 are. It is part of the deal. And I will honor that, obviously. But I think just go to FanDuel or wherever, not FanDuel or any analysts out there. It's very clearly this is Fernando Mendoza's to lose, if you will.
I agree. But I would kind of love to see Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech, get an invite. He won't win it, but I wouldn't mind seeing him get an invite. Yeah. 7 forced fumbles, 4 picks, 100 tackles. I mean, he's been unbelievable this year.
Yeah, I like you're lobbying right now. He wasn't even the best linebacker on Texas Tech today, but he's been awesome all season long. But he showed me more today, Mendoza did, than in any other game. And there were other moments like we talked about, Iowa, Oregon, Penn State.
Yeah, the stakes are higher now, right? This was the biggest stage.
Dude.
Against the best defense.
We're talking about this defense is one of the best. And you're going to say, McShay, like, who cares? They scored 13 points. But they moved the ball tonight. And he had, like, when I was watching, if you really look at it, they control. You got to remember they had 3 times inside the red zone, and they had to kick 3 field goals and went 2 for 3. Okay, but they were like they kind of dominated the whole first half and the vast majority of this game, offensively moving the ball on this vaunted defense.
Yeah, they just couldn't punch it in. That was getting frustrating. I thought that might come back to haunt them, but yeah, they moved the ball well.
But it started with his toughness, bouncing back from that hit, and it's not just like peeling yourself up and going back in the game. It's when you take a hit like that, how does it affect you? I didn't see any. It was like business as usual. And then you saw at one point they did a close up from the behind the huddle, and he's got just cuts and all over his arms.
The elbow was bleeding and
bleeding. Yeah. It just like he looked like the guy who's, the gladiator stuff. And then I'm watching the mobility and functional mobility, not the Daniel Jones shit that I'm like, great. Yeah, we'll pick up for like actually getting outside the pocket and creating and a little bit more suddenness and like functional stuff that I can hold on to as an evaluator. And then the smart decisions when it wasn't there, just throw it away. We're in a defensive game today. I can't make the one interception, man. that was a fluke. That bounced off his blocker's
Yeah,
arm or
yeah,
whatever it was, right?
yeah.
And then I'm watching other things, the anticipation on throws, and the ball's out before the break, leading the receiver here, and it's not a lot of them. He finished the night, and it wasn't awesome. It was 15 of 23, 222 yards, touchdown, interception. But there were NFL throws in there with NFL decisions and with mobility and arm angles. A couple throws we got to change.
Yeah.
It was just all functional. And it was in a game against a defense that I can actually say, oh, that's an NFL dude. There's 7 or 8 NFL dudes on there at high level and a few high level ones.
Against a former NFL defense coordinator.
Tonight was the night I've been waiting for before I could actually put a stamp on the guy that I fell in love with at Cal, but said he's got a lot of flaws and there's a lot. I feel now I got to watch the tape, and it'll be probably tomorrow night or early in the week because we got a show tomorrow at noon Eastern time. I keep reminding everybody. Okay, we got 1.1 thousand on our right now at midnight, Mensch. This is awesome.
Awesome.
This is the dream. This is what we've been building, and thank you so much for being here. But when I do have to say this, it's got to get solved. The eyes dropping and that like quarter count, and it led to sacks. And he was sacked. I had 3 sacks at one point. He wound up being 3 times, but he didn't get sacked once in the second half. And I give that offensive line a lot of credit because I noticed coming out in the second half, all of a sudden, Mendoza had time in the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, Caden Curry looked unblockable in the first few series of this game, and then scary. They started to figure it out a little bit.
So I'm not here I'm not like what I don't do is the Twitter mafia stuff, as you have always called them, where I'm like, I had him first, but like I really wanted this guy to get to where he is now. So I better celebrate the fact that he is where he is now, because that was awesome what he just did tonight, and it's awesome what he's done all season long. And I start to look at guys like Ty Simpson, and I see a beautiful future for him in the NFL as a starter. I see all the reasons why he can't succeed, including a better arm than people think and better mobility than people think, and the pre-snap and the post-snap and all of the mechanical stuff that he does inside the pocket, but he's not ready.
Nope.
And I watched Dante Moore, and he's the best pure passer in all of college football. You give him just a little bit of time inside the pocket, the calm he has, the smooth stroke, the catchable ball, all those things. He's a brilliant passer, and he's going to be a really good pro, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's not, but he's not ready. And I know he's played great, and maybe he goes on a run in the college football playoffs, and he has 3 games that he stacks, and he's throwing the ball off, and maybe he leaves early.
No, Will Stein, like you said in the earlier show. Yeah.
Will Stein's gone to Kentucky now, took the head job. That is a curveball I did not foresee. And by the way, Kentucky, congratulations, because you got what I think is the best assistant coach in the entire country. But he's a Kentucky guy.
And South Florida too, though, getting Heartline. That's a nice pickup. There was a couple of those.
Yes. The dominoes started to fall. But anyway. But now I look at this and I say, who's got the first pick? You can take that guy.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, I already made this point, and I got yelled at by a lot of fans, but it'll be the Jets. Even if they don't have the first pick, they have the ammo to go get them.
Yep. Because they got 2 first rounders this year, and is it?
I guess it does matter. There could be someone who says that there could be a team that thinks Mendoza is so good that they don't care what they get offered, you know?
Yeah, and tonight's not about the NFL draft, but I have been holding out for a long time on it, and I do want to watch the tape and things. But I'm just saying, this is that's not for tonight, though.
This is all happy.
Well, that is happy. I'm saying this guy went from someone who like I'm really excited about, and he's building and he's getting better, but I'm just not. I can't put all my chips. I'm telling you, like my chips are here, and they're in.
It's good.
So I'll leave it there.
I love it.
What do you got? What do you got, Mensch?
I mean, we just broke down the whole thing. I don't know what else you want from me. I will say that Jeremiah Smith, every time I see him run, and this is kind of besides the point because it's an Indiana night, that dude's just different. I mean, he is different. Every time I see him move, the way he gets in and out of breaks, incredible. It just speaks to how good it speaks to how good that Indiana defense was, though. The talent that Ohio State has, and they were still able to do what they were able to do tonight. I don't know. I mean, it was just Again, I feel like we've killed it. I think, but it was just awesome. Like it was just a great game.
All right. I think it's important that we spend the appropriate amount of time talking about the rankings, which are coming up tomorrow, and we're going to be back at noon Eastern tomorrow, and I'm pumped to do that, and we have plenty of time tonight to do it.
How far does Ohio State fall?
I We'll get to that in a minute. Let's tease
All right,
the
I just
the
want to know.
viewer. I do want to get to Texas Tech for a second, okay?
Okay.
Because I'm watching that game, and I'm literally watching an NFL defensive line that just so happens to have like another month in college. And whether like it's just wild. And it was like AJ Holmes and David Bailey didn't even have a big day, but it was Romello Height and the linebackers are making plays and Ben Roberts is stepping up. Like the two biggest stars on the defense didn't even do that much compared to what they normally do.
Yeah. Yep.
But you got Holmes with the hit, forced the fumble. There's like this flurry late in the third, early in the fourth quarter. Was like, holy shit, man, this defense is different.
It was like a feeding frenzy, right? It was like sharks had gotten the blood was in the water, and all of a sudden it was finish it.
So they win 34-7. But I do want to make a point that I love when we get ahead of things. And I love that it was covered today by it was Joe Tess and Jesse Palmer. And I do take I love that Jesse's in the moment. Like he closed the broadcast by saying it's rare that you watch a team and there's no flaws. I don't want to call it a flaw, but I see the defense and the offense as different entities. I think the offense has some functional qualities, and I know they scored a lot of points. But when we start to play Indiana and we start to play Ohio State and we start to play Georgia and Alabama and Oklahoma, put them way high up there in terms of defenses. Like, that offense is not at the level, and especially I think the passing game, to be honest.
I agree.
But more importantly, you brought up a point earlier this week, which I thought was awesome, and they touched on it a lot during the show, and I'm glad they did. And I don't know if it was because maybe someone listened to the show, but James Blanchard, I just want to give you credit for bringing that up, for giving the credit to James Blanchard and the whole structure where head coach can head coach and GM
develop and do all that stuff. Yeah.
And James Blanchard's unique in that he literally has all personnel say.
He decides who they offer.
The coaching staff is thrilled that he does because they trust him and they work together, right? And
shit, I'd be thrilled too if that defensive line walked through the door. I'd be thrilled too.
But I think people are going to start to look at that and be like, all right, well, first of all, give me a Matador club and give me $25-30 million a year.
Right.
But there are a lot of places out there that do have that, but they have coaches that want to control this thing,
Yep.
I talked to Urban about that, and I've talked to other people. We're going to have Jake Rosenberg on, who's helped put together the group, like Jim Nagy with Oklahoma in the front office. I think we're going to do that later in this week. But my point is, it's happening in college football, and for you to get out ahead of that and hear them talk about it a lot was awesome. But I mean, Texas Tech, I know they've already beat them once, but to go out and beat a BYU team that seemingly was improved, and LJ Martin was healthier, and we beat you 29-7 the first time. Now neutral site, technically 34-7. So if you had any questions about Texas Tech, I guess it's not over till you go, but I don't know. I see something as a personnel guy defensively that I don't know anyone else has that talent up front defensively like Texas Tech. And it's weird to say because it's Texas Tech.
Right.
So there's that. Let's get into it. And I guess the jumping off point is, and no one wants a recap of Duke, Virginia right now. What did my boy Mensa, what did my boy Mensa do?
I'm not going to lie to you. Did not get a lot of my attention with that Ohio State game going on. Let's see.
It's good TV.
I know.
I mean, I don't think he was
I thought
put
you
on
were gonna.
launch. No, I
Thought
mean,
you-
I can pull it up. Here we go.
I thought you were gonna have Fuller. All right, he had 19 for 25, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
Yeah, so it wasn't anything special. But did they run the ball better like I thought? That doesn't matter. All right, so
Chandler
congratulations.
Morris had 2 picks, including one that sealed the deal in overtime. So
Well, that sucks because he had a really good year. And
yeah,
I've got family in Charlottesville, and I keep close
tough
tabs on
kid,
all
played
them.
hard. Yeah,
And I want the best for them. But quite honestly, it does suck because I think I don't know JMU or Virginia, who's better? I would argue Virginia, and I want the best 12 teams in.
I would argue Virginia,
but we got a mess on our hands now. It's
Yeah,
not a
we do.
mess. It's not. It doesn't necessarily complicate it. It just kind of diminishes it, I guess, a little bit. And it really sucks for the ACC, especially because I'm not sure they're going to get any team in. All right, here we go. The TMS top 12,
Here we go.
right?
So this is not who we think is getting in or should get into the playoff, is it?
So I wanted to talk to you about that.
Okay.
This is why we don't have show meetings, because it's just better to go organic.
Right.
Here's the way I look at it, right? And I hope everyone in the chat is ready to help out. And like let's get into this, because we like JMU DDDDD 5706 believes JMU is better. Duke should end up as one of the 5 highest conference champs. No, no, they're
No.
not. They have 5
No.
losses. I have workshopped this. I have made certain before I come on this show that I'm not giving false information. This is
I know.
fact. Duke is not involved. Remind me at the end. I do want to give a shout out to Jack Heald, Captain Jack, here in Cohasset. Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me. Don't let me go off the air before because he did something cool for us, and he may wind up doing some stuff for us in the future. You have the automatic bids, and you have the at large.
Right.
Tucker, do we have the automatic bids? Excuse me. These are things that we can't change. We can't adjust. They are what they are. They're the conference winners of the Power 4, should have been. Now it's the conference winners of the Power 3, let's call it. And it's going to be 2 group of 5, which is just wild. And so that means it's going to be in the Big 10, Indiana, SEC, Georgia, Big 12, Texas Tech, right?
Right.
And then the other
You get Tulane out of the American.
And then also that means
JMU is the highest ranked.
JMU is the next highest ranked
Conference champion. Yep.
So I'm just filling this in as we go, right? So
those, we can't do anything about that.
IU, Georgia, Texas Tech, ACC X'd out. Tulane and JMU. Weird. If you told us in the beginning of the season, who are the 5? Hey, Steve, who are the 5 going to be? The 5 automatic bids in the college football playoff? And if you told me Indiana, Georgia, I'd be like, Georgia, okay. All right, Gunnar Stockton. Texas Tech, wow, all that money paid off. Indiana, really? Okay. Not Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the ACC? Miami? Nah.
No.
That's
no.
No. What about
Clemson?
Clemson, right? Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Louisville?
Florida State's off to a hot start. They beat
Florida
Alabama.
State? Castellanos? Nah. Now, the ACC didn't get an automatic bid this year. Really? So who's in? Tulane and JMU. JMU with a coach who's already taken the job to be the UCLA coach.
Right.
And Tulane's coach is going where?
Where is he going? Is he going to Florida? That's Summerall, right? Isn't Summerall going to Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. I was thinking Memphis and Saturday. All right. So that's the 5. Now we look at the at-large. Okay. Do you have yours?
I do.
You
we
go
go?
one. Yeah. Why don't we go in rotation? You tell me who's your one. So mention we've got the 5 we can't change. Those are locked. Then we have 7. This is where the committee is going to spend all their time going through all of these things. Steve took his time. I took my time. We had discussion on the previous show earlier today after the ACC Championship game. This is what we're presenting as the 7, right?
Right.
This would be our argument in the room as if we're committee members on these are the 7 teams that should be the at-large in this order, in our opinions.
In this order.
In this order.
I'm going Ohio State, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma.
I thought we were going to go 1 and 1.
Oh, okay.
No, that's fine.
I thought you wanted me to give your 7.
Ohio State, Oregon, Ole Miss, and A&M are the 4 that you gave. That's good. Stop there.
Stop there. Okay.
I was saying 1, and you give your 1. I'll give my 1. So I've got Ohio State, Oregon, Ole Miss, A&M. Okay. I would actually argue A&M over Ole Miss, but I'm not. And it is important.
I'd be fine with that. We have to come up with a consensus, right? I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with, can I tell you my next one?
And part of it is Lane and all the chaos that they've gone through, if I'm being honest, because their offense has got to carry and their defense has not been very good. And now they don't have the guy calling the shots. So I'm going to go 3 A&M, 4 Ole Miss. But we do have to go back and we got to seed these. Just so you understand. We have to seed them after. But Ohio State, for the at-large bids, Ohio State 1, Oregon 2, A&M 3, Ole Miss 4. Who would be your 5th in the at-large?
Oklahoma.
Agreed. Who would be your 6th? This is where it gets interesting. The last 2 are fascinating.
Yeah. Alabama. You want to tell me, I'm going to tell you 6 and 7 because that's just really what the conversation is.
Yep.
Alabama and Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine's actually Notre Dame and Alabama.
So, I mean, we arrive at the same place. I think it's very difficult, and I have a hard time. I think BYU fans are going to be kind of pissed because the only 2 losses they have are to the team who's going to be.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I have a job to do, and it's my job to tell you to like cut through all the bullshit and tell you who are the 12 best teams, who are the 7 best at large. Like BYU,
hell of a season.
Hell of a season. Sataki, congratulations on all the money. They're going to continue to build off of this. They get a great
not quite there.
All of it.
Yep,
they're not at the level. In fact, I want to give you my 2 OLIs outside looking in.
Yep.
Texas would be 8 on this list. And Miami would be 9. I sat down and I really looked at it and I really thought about it. And three losses in the SEC against, yes, the Florida. I get it. But they beat a pair of top 10. Was it 2 or 3 top 10 teams? 2 down the stretch.
3, didn't they? They beat They beat Vanderbilt. No, sorry. 2. Vanderbilt and A&M. And they beat Oklahoma. So they did.
Oklahoma. At the time, it was 3 top 10 teams.
Yep.
And it's still 2 top 10 teams.
Yep.
Has Miami beat Notre Dame? Miami lost, and here's the thing, and I am a head-to-head guy. I've got to be convinced otherwise, strongly. I think anyone who's played competitive sports, anyone who's played football, that there is something sacred about head-to-head, truly. But when it happens in August and teams have evolved and one team has gotten significantly better and the other team took a real dip, and that dip, I went back and looked at it, that dip was late October, early November. The dip wasn't like late September, early October. It was late October, early November. They lost to 2 4-loss teams.
2 4-loss teams.
2 4-loss teams in Louisville, who, by the way, lost to Virginia, who just lost in the ACC title game.
And SMU lost to Cal in the regular season finale, which was, I mean, brutal.
I get Miami is just as every bit as talented as Notre Dame, they beat them. Maybe Alabama. Top to bottom, probably Oklahoma, both sides, like they have the talent. There's no question about it.
Yep.
I just don't think that team had finished. I mean, they did the last like few weeks, but I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about the margin of error down the stretch. It's like, yeah, Syracuse, North Carolina State, and Virginia Tech and Pitt, who Notre Dame handled too. Like, I just I don't know. Like,
And it sucks because it really, I do feel like I'm chipping away. Like I'm taking a chunk out of my soul, and I believed in the head-to-head my entire life, but it was in August.
I believe. Listen, you can't just dismiss the head-to-head. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that doesn't matter. But the game was in Miami. It was with a quarterback making his first start. Like, you have to look at all of these things. And you could say, like, you're starting to make excuses or whatever. I don't really think that's the case. I'm looking at, where are these teams now? Like, I'm sorry, but I think Notre Dame's a better team now. And it was a 3-point game. And I keep hearing about how Miami dominated that game. I don't really see it that way. I mean, remember that game where
I'm sorry, I got to pause you. I do love this. At you, Miami 11 just wrote, "Your credible is gone." I don't even have to explain it. That's
Bottom
amazing.
line, it's a good Miami team, man. And if it gets in, it's not.
I know. Hey, Holly, I know they won head to head. I know, and I told you, I feel like I'm. It's like sacrilegious. I know. I got it. But when you're October, November, when you're over 3 months removed, and you've had 12 games. I hate when people fucking say data points. We're not doing data points. When we've had 11 and 12 games since, it's your job, right? You've got to make a tough decision.
Right.
And the records are all, we're looking at this graphic now. Miami's 4-0 against top 25 teams. Alabama's 4-2. Notre Dame's 2-2. I got it. Strength of record is 14 though for Miami. Bama is 8th. Notre Dame is 13. Bama won 4 straight games against SEC ranked opponents in 4 straight weeks. Notre Dame lost to Miami. I get it. And Texas A&M. And they did that the first 2 weeks of the season.
By 3 and by 1.
And they've gotten better and better. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's brutal. But I think you know what I do think? I actually think the committee was smart and it protected themselves from this very scenario. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do or anything else. And I agree with Herb Street and Nick today. I think we need to why don't we give an initial one and then why don't we revisit it this week?
Because how do you keep Notre Dame out now? Because neither one of those teams played. And now all of a sudden you're going to have Miami leapfrog Notre Dame because of all this national pressure, because the ACC channel wants to play that game on loop. Have you seen this? The ACC channel keeps playing the Notre Dame Miami game.
I love that.
Yeah, I know. I love it too. But what has changed for the rankings of those teams? Neither one played. Yeah, I don't see how either one can jump ahead of the other. Notre Dame doesn't have what I would characterize as a bad loss on its record. Miami has 2. You could say that Miami has a bigger win because they beat Notre Dame. I think that Notre Dame's win over USC is a big deal. I think that was a big win. So I don't know. I think that Notre Dame team is slightly better now than Miami. I think they're much better than they were at the start of the season. I'm interested to hear
let's hear the rankings. Hear what?
How you decided to keep Alabama in because the resume is just too good, right?
It is, and I had to cool off after that loss. And I think when you get Jam back and not Bam Miller, but Jam. I think when you get him back in 2 weeks and you get LT Overton back and and you got a minute to regroup after a brutally hard SEC schedule, that we'll see Alabama closer to what we saw in the middle of the season when they won those 4 straight against ranked opponents, and we're just stacking wins and looking really good. I really do. I think
Can I tell you? Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I was just say
yeah.
2 larger implications here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about how Notre Dame needs to join a conference and giving Notre Dame crap. I think Notre Dame would be smart to join the ACC. I think they'd be smart to join the ACC. I think they have a real chance of winning that conference every year. I get the tradition of it all. The other thing is Texas, these games, and you're already starting to see it. Do you think Texas is ever going to schedule an Ohio State out of conference again? That ain't happening. Those games are those early awesome blockbuster games that we used to see.
Because the additional conference game, you mean?
If you're telling me that if Texas had played, pick a mid-major team, a Marshall, and won that game by, who cares, 7. Texas is in the playoff right now. With that resume and a win instead of a loss to Ohio State in the opening game, they'd have 2 losses. They would 1,000% be in this playoff.
Yeah.
So the out of conference games, those big tests that you had in the beginning of the year, those are gone. Alabama, they won't even play like that Florida State game. That Florida State team ended up being, I mean, the wheels came off. That's obvious, but that wouldn't even happen. They're not going to play those kind of opponents. They're going to look for guys at the MAC, and no offense to those teams, with those mid-level teams. Why play a big game? It doesn't help you in the eyes of the playoff committee.
I hear you. There's a lot more to that. I got you. Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
And expanding to an additional conference game and all that stuff, but I feel like it's more off-season stuff. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We do have to, in order to create this bracket, though. Let's go. We got to actually rank the top 12. And I mean, I don't think ours is going to be much different from let's just do ours. Okay. The TMS top 12. So number 1, we see, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify after the fact, we appreciate you doing so. You'll see the graphic pulled up here with the TMS top 12 from last week. We had Ohio State 1. Here's the biggest question early on in this thing. I'm going to go 1 Indiana. Awesome. Yep. Just love it. 2 Georgia. Tell me where you disagree and let's have a debate.
Good so far.
3 Ohio State.
Yep.
4 Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think. I think it's close.
But they just won 34-7 in the conference championship game, and they were
against a team that you don't think should be in the playoff. Like, I get it. I'm not going to argue about something that I feel like is very close.
And also, if we're going to, I'm not saying we're trying to predict here, but if we've got a kind of a cluster to break. Let's try to sort through. Let's try to lean towards what it's going to be tomorrow, so we can give people a feel. And I'm not saying we're going to be right, but there's a lot of emphasis put into winning a conference championship.
I think the committee will definitely have Texas Tech 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 will be Oregon. I think we agree on that, right?
Yep.
We said A&M over Ole Miss.
I might go Oklahoma over Ole Miss too.
Not with that offense. I can't. I mean, I love them. I do, but I just can't.
Okay. So A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma.
I'm just pulling up to make sure. Did you have did your phone do the recent update? It's like all the
no
mess now. Just don't let it do it.
We're so old.
I know. I love it.
On a side note, at Saints Chair, I love it, man. 1,200 people in the chat and only 168 likes. Let's go. Smash that like button, people.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
I mean, I hate like whoring it out, but we are putting in some time. We're grinding it out today. And like, you literally just, all you got to do is just you don't even have to get your mouse. Like you just with phones and it just all right. So I think it's so all right. So one is Indiana, two. I'll get into focus now. Sorry. One is Indiana, two is Georgia. Three is Ohio State, four is Texas Tech, five is Oregon. We're gonna say six A&M,
Mm-hmm.
seven is Ole Miss, eight is Oklahoma. Okay.
Yep.
You've got Bama, then Notre Dame was yours?
I got I don't know how I said it. I would have Notre Dame then Bama.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Am I missing anyone? Okay. So 9 would be Alabama. 10 would be Notre Dame, right?
Yep.
And then 11 and 12 are Tulane and James Madison University. When you played at University of Richmond, Mensch, back in
Yep.
1999,
Yep.
did you ever think that when I would be doing this? No. Did you ever think that we would live in a world where the James Madison Dukes, who were right down the road, I-64, played in our same conference at University of Richmond, would be in the college football playoff? That's wild.
No.
Well, you wouldn't have even imagined that we were back in BC. I think we were BCS or pre-BCS then.
Yeah.
But that we would be in a 12 team college football playoff, and James Madison would be in it. That's
another
wild.
feather in the cap for Cignetti, I think, too, by the way. That the program that he brought along
footprint. Yep.
Also in.
So that's it. I mean, that's it. I think that's going to be it. I truly think that's going to be it. Maybe like the A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma could be shuffled. I truly think it's going to be 9 Alabama, 10 Notre Dame, and then it will absolutely positively be Tulane and JMU, 11, 12.
So I think I have this right. The first round matchups would be Oregon versus JMU, A&M versus Tulane, Ole Miss versus Bama, and Oklahoma versus Notre Dame.
Same again?
Oregon versus JMU.
Oh, gosh.
A&M versus Tulane. Ole Miss versus Bama, and Oklahoma versus Notre Dame.
Well, we got 2 good games on the 19th. 19th, 20th. Is it 2 days?
Yeah, it's the 19th and 20th. Yeah.
19th and 20th. Okay. Well, we'll get to all those and we'll start once they're official, we'll start breaking them down. How are we doing on the chat? This thing's rolling, man.
Dude, it's been a good night.
It has been. All right, let's get some. We got to be up early, man. I didn't even think about it. We got to be up. We got to re-rack. Hey, remember? Noon,
I can't.
Noon Eastern time tomorrow. All 1,300 of you mad folks, men and women, my kind of people. I want you back here at noon Eastern time. You can have Reese and the guys in the background. That's fine. We'll react to the committee and the rankings reveal. We'll tell you what's crazy about them. If there is anything, we'll tell you. We'll let all the Miami people scream. If they're screaming, maybe they'll be screaming joy. And then when it's done, we will, after that, once we get over the reaction of it, we'll start breaking down those games. If those are the 4 games, great. We'll talk about it, and we get two to dissect and 2 that we don't really have to. But maybe those won't be the games. And then we'll let you go on your way the rest of Sunday. I do want to get to this.
Oh, good.
I was 9-1 my senior. Now I was the quarterback of a 9-1 team my senior year in high school. We missed that, and Sean Stellato, the Paisan, the Italiano agent, right? Tommy DeVito, who just haunts me, and I'd get
Tommy Cutlets.
With him. We've flown down to Mobile together, but he just just think about you. It would be like the man who stole your woman, or the guy who stole. He literally threw a touchdown pass with 3 seconds left against Beverly in the final week of the season. They beat us on unbelievable circumstances, so unbelievable he wrote a book. But my point in saying all of this is I could taste going, it wasn't Gillette at the time, it was Foxborough Stadium. I could taste going to Foxborough Stadium and having that dream of playing the Super Bowl. Never got there. So my stepson, AJ Pistolis, is on this Cohasset team, small town, coastal town, Massachusetts, Division 7. But like he moved up from Greenville, South Carolina, and comes up here. It's like, and all of a sudden they go undefeated and they're not under, they win. They're number one seed going into the playoffs. They make a run undefeated in the playoffs, and they're now going to Gillette. So we all piled in, went down to the stadium, and he took a picture from inside the bus. I put it up on Twitter. Like,
it was great. Yeah, it was a great
just
pick.
like looking at like a high school kid in a yellow school bus driving down. All of a sudden, an hour later, you look up and like, I'm going to play there. And so being in there, it was awesome. And this guy, this young man, Jack Heald, who's a friend of our family, he's on the team, but injured and it was like really good with video stuff. So I asked him, I said, you know what? I want to put like, he works so hard and on it, like just good family friend too, but like really works hard. And he put together a little video. And I honestly, I think in the future, he'll help us do some different cool videos for our show. But he put together his video of Cohasset and he has awesome music to it. But apparently right before we came on, Tucker told me, and understandably so, that we don't have rights to it. So unfortunately, Jack, I can't play the music with it that drives it home, but look how cool this video is.
Wow.
Right? And I told him he had to keep it short. So we just did 15 seconds. He condensed it all. But look at the quality and then look at just the reaction. And like, how cool is that? That's your high school team from this tiny town, 9,000 people in this tiny little town. Right. And you roll off of a yellow bus that picks you up at school at 1:30 and the whole town's driving behind you and you get there and then you win the championship. Congratulations to everyone. Michael Wildflower, the quarterback, and Gus Green set the school record, 27 touchdowns, scored another 1 or 2 in the Super Bowl that we're in and had a 45, 50-yard touchdown run to win it against Amesbury. So it was cool.
Amesbury gave him a game too. Good for those kids.
Old school, like wing T, grinding it out, going 4th downs, getting 4th and 2s. It's one of those games like, oh, this thing, it feels like it's getting, but anyway. So congrats to those young men. Thank you, Jack Heald.
Congrats, AJ.
Jack does awesome stuff, and congrats to AJ, who's just a pup on the team, but he's going to get his chance to be a big factor in the next couple of years, and we're all here for it. So I just wanted to share that. And
It's
I
awesome.
can't thank everyone enough for being a part of this. This is an awesome day. It's exactly what we hoped it was going to be. And we're going to be back tomorrow at noon Eastern time. And Muench, like double duties today. So for that, 5 stars, man. 5. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.